Hello, welcome to Daily Smith Summit News. This is the new channel where we talk about when Smith Summit will happen. Today we've got a very special guest that goes by many names, Manovala, Morph, and here they are.
Hi.
So yeah, welcome to this interview. Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Sure. So my name is Mano Valor, but most people call me Mauve. This is my first year at Smith Summit, and I make resource packs, and I draw pictures, and I make games.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear. So yeah, like you mentioned there, you said that this is your first year at Smith Summit, where we've had a couple of people had booths in the past that returned here. How did you find out about us?
There was an announcement, and I think the Modrant server, which got me intrigued, but then it was also in the resource pack server, which I thought was more serious because I don't know, I'm more connected with the resource pack Discord server members than I'm with the Modrant. So I was just like, what's going on here? And I just thought, since the applications were open, I might as well just give it a try. And, well, little did I know, I got accepted, and then I made a booth, and here we are.
Yeah, that is really cool to hear. And I've actually seen a couple of pictures of your booth. I think it's really cool. Would you like to talk to us a little bit about what people who join the summit will see in your booth?
So basically, my booth is like this sort of house cottage in the jungle house area in the bamboo area of the textured tropics, and it has this bright orange and yellow roof, and so it's like an orange and brown color scheme, which matches the color scheme of my pack that I'm sort of advertising. And inside it's like a normal Minecraft base, maybe with just like a little bit closer to like real life looking, sort of like there's like a kitchen and stuff. But each room is there to show off a specific functionality of my pack. So you'll basically just be going throughout this house, and to get stickers, you'll have to do these objectives. And eventually you'll end up seeing every room.
Yeah, that is really cool to hear. You mentioned that this is taking place in the textured tropics. It is the warm region out of the three, and it is also housed to a lot of other booths and builds from other players. Is there a different biome or area in the world, and is there a favorite booth that you have?
I haven't seen most of the booths yet, but one that really blew me away was the animated Java booth. They spent a long time doing a lot of really amazing modeling and texturing that just it makes my booth look really, really bad. Mine looks so vanilla compared to theirs, and I just was really impressed with what they were able to do with all the tools they had available, and what Summit was just able to do in general.
I mean, yeah, I definitely really like your booth. I think it's very unique with the concept of that you're able to just look around this sort of Minecraft, the base that you see, and actually show off the pack that you've made to make it a little bit easier on like players who have it installed to see all these different aspects about an item. Would you like to talk to us about why you've made this?
So, a while ago, I was playing with this resource pack that I really love, called Enchant Icons by CounXD, and it makes the tooltips for enchantments colored so that you can just glance at the tooltips of your tools and armor, and you'll be able to see what enchantments you have really quickly. And I thought that was super cool, and it hit me that I could do the same thing with banners, because one thing that's kind of notorious about banners is that their tooltips are unreadable, and it's impossible to tell what the tooltip says or means. So I was just thinking, what if I added a little icon to every single banner tooltip, and then as you read all the way down the banner, it will just make a stack of all the patterns that were on the banner. So that was the first idea, and I actually originally had it as banner icons, but I expanded it to be Iconic Tooltips when I just decided to just do every single tooltip in the game. So now you have different colors and icons for every tropical fish, and every armor trim, and every music disc has a different color, and every painting. And just basically brings tooltips to life. Even you could say that it's a quality of life mod, or you could say that it's just like an aesthetic mod, because it just makes the inventory look a little bit easier to read and just nicer to look at.
Yeah, okay, that is really cool to hear. I know you mentioned about making it a little bit less cluttered, a bit more just readable, and you've had to make this project and put it onto the Smith server alongside a bunch of data packers who, to say the least, have their files organized a little bit, let's say, worse for wear. So, how's your experience been like speaking with all the other vendors, or just interacting with Summit as a whole with the staff?
Everything's just been awesome. The communication was a little bit like they're quiet at the beginning, but as we're getting closer and closer to the day of, everyone's working and collaborating. I got to draw some art and provide some assets for other people who wanted like some graffiti and stuff, and I thought that was really, really awesome to see how the booths are collaborating with each other. And I just think it will be so cool when like me and my friends come to Smith Summit, and if one of them comes across that and like, hey, that's Mauve's thing, but it's not at his booth. And I was just like, yeah, I drew that. And I just think that's really, really neat how the booths aren't all like in a vacuum, like separated. We get to all work together and talk to each other and be in voice channels with each other just all the time. And that'll only get better and better as we get closer and things get pasted in.
Yeah, definitely. And I see what you mean by booths not being in their own enclosure. We had the previous two interviewers who actually collaborated with each other. We had Mox from Ninja Cooler Shoes, and then we also had Switch Cube from Shardgate, who actually both collaborated with each other's projects, with one of them making boots for the other that is displayed in their booth. And is there, would you like to maybe give a shout out to these other booths that you've helped?
Yeah, I sent a texture for graffiti to Vault for Stardust Labs, it looks like.
Yeah, for Stardust Labs, what works on, yeah.
I also wrote a fortune cookie description for Cropping Kettle.
Oh, okay.
It's going to be a lot harder to find. But
yeah, but it's still really cool to see that you've managed to help other people. But yeah. One question about the pack in general is that since it's a resource pack, it's constantly having to change with each Minecraft update when they add new features. Do you know what is planned for the future of this project?
Nothing really. This project I would say is mostly finished. Of course, I am keeping it updated for every update. So I had a lot of fun updating it to 26.2 when that came out, because we got a new music disc. I had to write a new tooltip for bounce, and also different sulfur cube buckets actually had different tooltips depending on what's inside the sulfur cube. So I got to make a little sulfur cube icon as well. So I mean, besides just updating it to fit new updates of the game for each drop, I'm not really expecting to add very much to this pack as is. And if I do make anything else like it, I'll probably have it be in a separate pack so users can have the choice.
Oh, that is very good to hear. So I'm glad that we could talk a little bit about Smiths with you, a little bit about your booth, a little bit about your project, and about yourself. And that last topic there about yourself, I would love to hear a bit more about. Is there anything that you would like to give a shout out to that you've made? Any links that you would want to provide? Any place that you'd want to send people?
I mean, not really. Iconic Tooltips really is the biggest thing that I have sort of out in the internet right now. I mean, I draw online and I make some games, but none of them are that great yet. And I think I'll keep it a secret for now. You can find me if you look hard enough, but out of all the things to send people to, Iconic Tooltips is the one I'm the most proud of.
Right, nice, yeah. All links to provided areas will be put in the description. And yeah, I mean, I think this has went really well. And is there a final couple messages that you would love just to say to the community?
Yeah, come to Smith Summit. It's gonna be great.
Right, nice. Yeah. So thank you for watching. There has been news on Smith Summit. And this is all for today, and I'll speak with you tomorrow.